Well, I got off the phone with someone a little while ago. You know how I say I have my seven, yes, seven, but I'm not bragging, seven loyal, faithful, loving, trusting, devoted, unfriend groupies. AB, guess what? Now you have eight. I started laughing. I said, what now? Believe me, the shit I hear is fucking hysterical. Hey, you got a new groupie, man. This guy follows you religiously. Yeah, I had heard about this guy in the past. I don't watch him. I don't sub him. I don't sub Java. I pick up bits and pieces of things that come up at random. But I don't go out of my way for it. But I have fun with shit. She says, yeah, that guy that lives near you was in Massachusetts, and now he moved somewhere. And what he does on his channel is he just records other people's videos. And that's what he uses for content. So now he's using you. I said, oh yeah. He says, yeah. He says, somebody told me a while back he recorded a few of my videos and replayed them. He said, yeah, it's kind of funny. He was saying nice things about you. Now he's not saying nice things about you anymore. Gee, like that's never happened to me before, I guess I have an expiration date on my likability with people. She says, yeah, he went live again for like over an hour, and I guess he watched your video. I was talking about NASCAR and things, I talk about different things at times. And he says, and he's talking shit about you. And he tried comparing you to Java, disrespecting women. I said, how did I disrespect any women? Oh, you were disrespecting Danica Patrick and all that. I said, oh, okay, now I get it. Java accused all women of having STDs. That's why he doesn't date. He accused his ex-wife of being a drug addict and a drunk that fucked him over in a house. He accused his Facebook girlfriend in Virginia of trying to take advantage of him for his money. That's why he had to dump her. He had some real, not so nice things to say about was it Hungarian or Yugoslavian, a Russian woman in that hotel he got kicked out of, being rude and disrespectful. I said, exactly what did I say that was disrespectful about Danica? I was stating a fact. It's common knowledge, So I said she's not a very good driver. So bad about that, it's a fact. She got away with a lot because of the fact she was a woman. I had seen her. I don't follow NASCAR, but it's going back a few years when she was, in the series racing. I think she was with Hendrick. That was when she was a GoDaddy girl. And I saw her after a race, She would crash out, take other cars with her, and then storm up to them in the pits and start putting her hands on them and grabbing them and shoving them, and they're backed up against the car. A male driver does that, and they would have got punched in the face. Would have been a guy. And they would have got suspended or fined for their behavior. But she got away with a lot. She was not popular in NASCAR with the other drivers. She was not liked at all. Because of her, it's a fact. That was her behavior, I simply stated that NASCAR has been in a slump for a very long time. Their ratings have gone way down. Attendance, I even mentioned, even the way they broadcast the races, they're keeping camera angles low. It was even discussed on that race hub. Like I said, they had that Ray Evernham and a few other former drivers. Rusty Wallace was on there one time. And they were saying that NASCAR's got a problem. They're at a point of almost no return. It'll never go back to the popularity it once had. And they were even saying that. When fans are showing up at races now, they're forcing them to sit in certain sections to fill certain sections. And that's the part that you'll see, all these stands all filled, but it's only on like one little part of the track. The rest of the track, it's all fucking empty seats. And once in a while they slip up. They're showing backstretch corners, Every seat's fucking empty. You know what I mean? People aren't paying to go and watch. Sponsors aren't putting the money into their commercial time, during races. NASCAR's hurting. They've tried every gimmick they could, from that digger to groundhog golf or whatever it was. And Danica comes along and she's pretty. You know, very attractive woman, cute face and a hard ass. I'm stating a fact. That's not being disrespectful. I'm saying here, didn't she even date Aaron Rodgers when she was out of racing? And she really was not very successful. You know, it's how she lost her ride. Nothing to do with me. You know. So he's trying to say that, I'm as bad as Job at disrespecting women. I guess he needs some content. Job is not going live now for a long time now, I hear. And that's the only purpose of this guy's channel. See, I do things in little doses and I speak from the heart. I don't need you, whoever you are, to do what I do here. I don't need Java. I have fun with this shit. From what I've heard, I know you're probably watching. Hey, am I going to make tomorrow's live stream video here for you? I think you're going to be disappointed. I'm not on here for hours and hours and hours every day. For you to sit there and watch me for hours and hours and hours. She says, yeah, he's saying, he's not showing any cars. She says, Brian, I haven't seen him show any badass hot rod cars either. She says, and then he's saying, he just sits there in one room in an apartment. She says, Brian, all his lives, all he does is sit in that. He's in the same fucking room all the time, too. All he is seeing a fucking TV on a wall, and he thinks people want to watch him while he's watching someone else on a fucking TV for hours and hours and hours. I'm going to disappoint you, man. I don't spend that much time. It's kind of funny. You talk about Java, he's on for hours and hours and hours. Well, he's not doing it anymore now. I hear he's laying low in his motel room. You can have fun with things in little doses here and there. Poke fun at people. And then I had someone say that to me one time. You're obsessed with Java. No, I have fun at his expense. An obsession would be someone like you that will spend hours and hours. If Java's on here for 4 hours that day, you're on here for 4 hours that fucking day. Come on, man. That's a bit obsessive, isn't it? Yeah, right. It's like his channel's dependent on Java and some other guy. And I guess now that Java's not doing nothing, now he's really struggling for content. Now you need me? You need me? I guess you need me a lot more than I need you, pal. Some other guy told me about, too, I heard a while back. And I kind of laughed when I heard it. I have no idea who this guy is. But from what I'm told, he's another fucking inbred hillbilly that his property's just this fucking rundown. His Java's was. He's got dogs and cats. They're fucking skinny. He doesn't feed them. He leaves them out in the cold. He told me the guy's name. I started laughing because it reminded me of something on MTV. Beavis and Butthead, some guy Beavis. He says, man, he's fucking totally obsessed with this Beavis guy and with Java. And now that Java's kind of out of the picture now, he's going to become obsessed with you. Well, I hate to tell you, but I think in the long run, I'm going to turn out to be a major disappointment for you. You know what I mean? And what I said is a fact when it came to Danica. It's been discussed in the racing community in NASCAR. A lot of drivers felt that. There were a lot of good drivers that were coming up from the lower series. Xfinity. It used to be Busch at one time, then it's Xfinity. And they said a lot of young up-and-coming drivers should have got that ride with Hendrick Motorsports, but they gave it to her, and they were far better than her. Only because of who she was. They could market her appearance. It's common knowledge in a lot of workplaces, people, and it goes to men that are more handsome than others. They're more likely to get a promotion over someone else that's more qualified. With women, the same thing. It happens. It's not fair. It's not right, but it happens. And that's what happened in NASCAR. They promoted her. She became the GoDaddy girl. They knew that GoDaddy was going to pay big money for commercial time doing races with her standing by a car. Hi, GoDaddy. Isn't she doing commercials now for some fucking car shield or something? She's a very attractive woman. That's not being disrespectful. She was used for marketing purposes. She got a ride in a car she didn't deserve. That's not being disrespectful. It's a fact. Drivers have said it. They came right out and said it. She got away with manhandling guys, putting hands on other races that if she had been a man, she would have got punched in the fucking face. Men that did that got suspended. They got fined. She got away with a lot. She was not very popular. You know, there have been a lot of good races. Janet Guthrie was a very good racer in IndyCar. Not a very attractive woman. Shirley Muldowney was very successful in drag racing. She was a fairly attractive woman. You know, NHRA, man, you got Pruitt. There are a lot of attractive women in racing. You know, John Force's daughter was a Brittany. Angel, she started out on bikes, pro stock, then went to Top Fuel bikes. She caught a Top Fuel ride. There were many attractive women that rose to the top of the ranks in their sport. But they were also very successful. They earned their way to the top. They just didn't show up and get these good rides with good teams because of their looks the way Danica did. You know what I mean? I'll give you 12 minutes of content here. How's that? So that way, in case Java's not going live tomorrow, you'll be able to have some content. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help out. And I had heard about him. Oh, you know what? I said, you know what I think? I think I burned his ass when I talked about people. You know, it's kind of funny. You say something in general, and some people, they have such a guilty fucking conscience, they think you're talking directly about them. And I think that's what happened with this guy. And I've seen so many people that tell you, come on, man, begging for subs, begging for likes, smash that thumbs up. Come on, almost demanding people. And I've heard this guy does that. Is that what happened? I said that and you took that so fucking personal, it burned your ass. That went up your ass sideways like a Louisville slugger with 9-inch nails sticking out of it, wrapped in barbed wire and emery cloth and no KY that used the pain of insertion because you thought I was talking directly about you? Is that what happened? Is it? It's okay, you can tell me. Anyway, she says, yeah, right, man. Oh, he's talking shit about you. Good. I hope it gives you some content. Hope it gives you a reason to live. You know. And until Java comes back, you can pick up your obsession with him. He says, Brian Hayes' job. He does the same thing with that Beavis guy. You know, I guess you sub those people whenever they're on. You get your notification, no matter what time of day it is. You're right there to record it. Kind of a life that you have. That's what you do, to sit around waiting for someone to go fucking live on YouTube, so you can sit there and record it, and then you can go live for hours and hours. How many hours a week you spend on here? Well, you spend a couple hours a day at least. What are you going, 15, 20 hours a week on here? Yeah. I go about 2 max. And I don't need you for content. But I guess some people need to do what they need to do. Try to keep their channel going, you know. Anyway, I tell you, man, you know, I've said this before, man, I never thought I would reach the fame and the wealth that I've achieved here on YouTube, you know. Little old me, little old Uncle Brian. I never in a million years thought I would ever have 7, you know, loyal, faithful, loving, trusting, devoted Uncle Brian groupies. And now guess what? Thanks to this guy, that I guess needs me a lot more than I will ever need him, now I have an 8th groupie.